my husband bought me a sewing machine a couple Christmases ago. And so of course you take it, you take a couple classes, you get excited about it, and then it dies out. You put it in the closet. And then now you're telling me that I should have put the zipper first, which explains the reason why I struggled.
There's so many tips and tricks of using a sewing machine that they just don't teach you.
Right.
And unless you're taking multiple classes, and I always suggest people go to their local community college, you don't need to spend a lot of money in a class. Go to community college and take a sewing class and you'll pick up the tips as you go. But buying patterns at the store isn't the best way to start because they will make you so frustrated. The patterns that you buy at the store,
Learn something every day.
flimsy paper, like
It's most definitely flimsy.
It's just
And
hard
that
to work
explains
with.
why I struggle. Like I really did struggle when I first got the sewing machine. I mean, we bought tons and tons of fabric. This is pretty, that's pretty. It's so thin.
So thin.
It's so thin. And I mean, you literally can see through it. It's like a floral pattern, but you can see on the other side of it. And it doesn't bend. It doesn't do anything.
And there are things like they don't teach you that a lot of people pin the pattern to the fabric. Well, when you do that, you're actually making the fabric bubble, so you're not going to get a perfect cut. How you should be doing is take that pattern paper, iron it so it's flat in a low setting, put it down, and then use cans of soup or anything heavy to place on top. So you're not actually pinning into it and making the fabric that'll slip and slide away. Other things there on home sewing patterns, they have you do notches to put things together. Do you know how hard it is to cut out a notch like that? Well, in the industry, they don't do that. They actually snip in, and it's just one little snip. And it's a lot easier to line things up that way. Why don't they teach you that? All of these things that would keep people sewing, because sewing can be really frustrating at the beginning.
It's very frustrating in the beginning. Especially, like, I honestly struggle with the pins. And into the pattern, and I messed it up every time. I was trying to make my daughter those, kind of like the little Mary Jane dress, with a little collar. And it wasn't gonna have a collar. That was
You're like, too much.
Yeah, it's just to do a basic dress. And I never got to that point. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I am sitting here today with the lovely Michelle Lesniak. Yeah, I got that right. We're over here in San Antonio, just visiting this week for the Ferrari South Fashion Week. And we're actually relaxing in Ant Hill. It's by Anthony Ryan. And you all know who this is. This is for Project Runway. Very well known for her amazing talent in the fashion industry. Really just creative and amazing pieces as such. We'll talk about this later. So anywho, I'm not even going to turn it into like an interview thing like you used to see. We're just gonna have a good time. Yeah. She's gonna tell us about her world, what she's doing now, how she enjoyed the show, just some things we don't know about when we see them from their being in their element. So, what do you do? What exactly do you do?
I hustle. I'm a hustler.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite. Yes, but we all. If you're not hustling, you're not doing anything.
Yeah. It's hard being a designer.
Right.
The industry is really tough and it's hard to make money, so you also have to supplement your design with other projects. So not only do I design my own line and my own collections, but I also design for other people, I do workshops. Kind of all across the board. I just did a bunch of costuming for a dance performance, which is really fun. So every day is hustling.
And I feel like that's what makes it work. We think from our end, you made a shirt, you sold it, then it became 100 shirts, and you sold them all, and then it became 500 shirts, and then 5,000. But that's not necessarily the case. It's not. She's already given us a breakdown on how we're sewing wrong. I mean, literally, at my house, I have plans to transform this jacket. It's a red blazer that I bought from Goodwill years ago. I'm going to cut the sleeves off, and I want to stitch it back to turn to a vest. So that I can wear it this summer. I'm almost certain I'm going to mess that up.
Well, that's how I started. That's how I started sewing. Was I would get secondhand clothing, usually from Goodwill, for school clothes. Because my parents would give me $50. And I'd go to the place in Portland that has the bins. It's by the pound. And I would leave with 3 or 4 trash bags full of clothes. And I would for $50.
Good job.
And I would take sleeves off and change hands. And that's how I started sewing. And that is a really great way to see how clothes are manufactured and how things are made. The greatest thing about taking a jacket and taking the sleeves off and putting it off here is you can get something called bias tape. And you can just finish it off with that. And then you won't have the raw edges in the fray. It's super easy.
I'm writing that down. I'm going to get that because honestly, I had no idea how I was going to make that disappear. So now what age was that when you started hemming and cutting and sewing?
Middle school. school, that's how I made all of my clothing.
Okay.
Every dress that I had, my communion dress, my prom dresses, my first wedding dress, I made.
So you've been at these.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I didn't go to school for it.
Right. Wow. Definitely. Self-made.
Yeah.
Self-made. That is really, really good to hear. So now that lets you know that you too can sew. We just have to try.
And there are rules to it, like don't sew when you're tired.
Okay.
Because you're just gonna mess up, and then you're gonna keep messing up.
The line will be with you.
Yeah. Don't sew if you're hungry.
Okay.
Because that, once again, your blood sugar's low, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to get so frustrated, and you're never going to want to do it.
Of course.
And don't sew if you had a cocktail. I mean, it might be happy hour.
Kind of common sense, but I guarantee you someone has sewn while they were drinking.
We went to happy
So
hour.
no wine and sewing.
No
That
wine
doesn't go together.
It doesn't.
Put the wine down. Put the wine
Have it
down.
when you're done.
When you're done. Celebration. So get the stitch straight and all of the hems and stuff right, and then you can have a wine.
Exactly.
A glass of wine. Okay. So anyways, you're here this week, and you guys are going to be putting on a great show tomorrow.
I'm really
what
excited.
exactly are you bringing us?
Well, every time I do a collection, I look into how I'm feeling personally. I went to school for art, for fine art.
Okay.
And when you're coming up with a series of paintings, you have to have kind of your thesis, and I come at it like that.
Okay.
I look at how I'm feeling, I come up with the concept of topic, and then run with it.
Of course.
This collection is spring-summer. I was feeling a little like I'm riding on a high,
Okay.
but at the same time it's a bit out of control.
Okay.
So the collection's title is Falling Upwards.
Okay.
It's based on the magic and romance of hot air ballooning. My dad used to race hot air balloons when I was a kid. I don't know how you race a hot air balloon. They all just kind of, I don't know, up, sideways, I don't know. Is it
I'm glad
wind-based?
you clarified that because I was going to ask you, well, how do you do that?
I have no idea.
I'm terrified.
I'm terrified of heights too, right?
I'm like,
But they're
you can
beautiful.
have it. I'll wear it on my shirt. I'll wear it on my jeans. I'll wear some shoes made like it, but don't put me in there.
Right. So the collection is very romantic. It's got a beautiful color palette of kind of burgundies and maroons and ochres and dark yellows and this beautiful seafoam green. I like to mix odd color combinations.
Okay.
I'm doing swimwear as well that starts it out, and then up to kind of casual wear, and then really beautiful finale dresses.
Okay.
And the whole theme throughout is this hot air balloon. So you're going to see a lot of ties, a lot of poles, some actual prints I've done of hot air balloons.
Oh, wow.
Swimwear. It's really, I think, the most colorful collection I've done.
Okay.
And one that's very whimsical. People are really excited about it.
Something you have to see.
Yeah, totally.
You have to
It'll
see
put a
it.
smile on your face.
It makes more sense
Yeah.
when you see it.
Totally.
Okay, so tell me more about this. This is my favorite out of the pieces she have here today. And I've completely fallen in love with the look on the back. A lot of times you get a black dress and it's everything. It's great about it, but there's no character, there's no detail. It's nothing to remember. And here she gives us this long strap on the zipper, and it's leather. And then we have this nice frilly look going along the back of the dress. So
This is the
you
selvage.
designed that. I mean, you tell me about that.
This is my trapeze dress. Trapeze style. It's fitted at the shoulder and then it flares out. It's a high-low. There's horsehair in the braid.
Oh, that's horsehair. I called it
Down,
frilly.
no, here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Horsehair used to be made out of horsehair, no longer it's now woven plastic.
Okay.
But it gives this beautiful ripple. So when you walk, it looks like you have a fan blowing your dress. It's very beautiful. And then this is the selvage. So when you buy fabric, there's a raw edge that runs along the sides.
Okay.
The sides. So
Right,
that's called
right.
selvage. And I'm using the selvage as a part of the detail of the back because I really like the fray, kind of the disarray fray. With this black. And this is kind of the perfect travel dress when I go out of town or fly, because it rolls up really well in the suitcase. It looks super dramatic, but it can be casual, but you can also wear it to a big event. And there are pockets. I put pockets in everything. Growing up, being a hungry kid at church, you know, and my stomach would get grumbly, my mom would always have candy in her pockets. And so pockets are a must.
It's a really good idea. Such a really good
Candy
idea.
pockets.
And then this beauty here, what's this all about?
Yeah, I have a little edge to me. I like a little rock and roll. This has got kind of a little S&M sort of vibe, if you will.
You like a little rock and roll? No way. No way. I don't see that.
And I think this is sexy because someone could totally unzip you. I do have a hook and eye at the back, so it's not like the dress is going to fall off your body. But it adds a little edge to it and makes it different than just a black dress.
Definitely adds a little edge. I
only do nude.
kittens.
Like
Like,
that why
it's
it's why?
very soft. I like this a lot.
Like if I was to wear a t-shirt under this.
and it's also a great dress for going out of town or on hot dates because it doesn't hug. It only hugs up here and then flows out. So if you're carrying a little weight or you're feeling a little bloated, ain't nobody gonna know.
Nobody's gonna. And black.
That is the look.
Yeah,
Not to
definitely.
mention I mean, it's just comfortable.
Oh, it's super.
It's very comfortable. Just look at this. It's just comfortable.
People think comfortable is yoga pants and workout gear. I don't think that's comfortable.
I don't think you should ever wear that outside the house.
Thank you.
Go to the gym and come home and hurry and smother out.
You don't know who you're gonna run into. You know who I ran into at the airport the other day? Do you watch Modern Family?
Yes, I do.
On my flight out here, Phil was walking
awesome.
next to us,
Oh my
going
God.
through an airport. If I was in like yoga
Sweats.
pants, I would have been mortified. So
Right,
you
right.
never know who you're gonna run into.
Exactly. I totally agree with her. Me being in sales, I definitely always have to look decent to some extent, classy, because my clients are out there.
Yeah.
And if they see me and I look a little rough and I go see them all dressed up, it's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know who's that girl. So anyways, so thank you so very much for giving me this moment of your time.
Yeah.
I am hopeful that we'll stay in touch.
Yes.
So that I can do this more often when she get things, and especially if she come this way. If ever I'm in her way, I might go on purpose so that I can hang out with her. She's a very cool person.
Portland's
Just met her last night and we have already had a blast.
Look at her nails.
We even have a butt photo.
Yeah.
I will definitely share that because it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, you most definitely can sit with me. You too.
All right.